Hey everyone, it's time for Good Week Israel, where we'll bring you the most positive highlights from this week at ILTV. Get ready to smile because coming up, an ancient church has been uncovered near Mount Babor. We'll visit a dairy farm to learn all about cheese making, and we'll take you on a culinary tour through the city of Nazareth. An amazing new discovery has been revealed by Israel Antiquities Authority, and the head of the Greek Catholic Church in Israel personally came to visit the site. Check this out.
Nestled by the side of the road in the hills of Kfar Kama, halfway between the Sea of Galilee and Nazareth, an amazing new discovery has been revealed. A 1,300-year-old church, complete with a gorgeous mosaic tile floor. The church also includes a large courtyard, a foyer, a small central hall, and a small reliquary or stone box used to hold sacred relics. Additional rooms yet to be excavated have also been discovered with radar, suggesting that the structure is actually part of a larger monastery complex. But most important is what the new discovery shows us about early Christianity in Israel during the Byzantine period. This site sitting near Mount Tabor identified as the alleged site of Jesus Christ's transfiguration, with the Circassian tribe using the stones of the ancient village to build their houses.
Next, ILTV visited a boutique dairy farm located at the foot of the Jerusalem Hills to learn all about the goats, the cheese-making process, and tasting the cheese itself. Take a look.
In almost every Israeli kitchen, you'll find cheese and lots of it. And at the supermarkets, you'll always find a section offering a wide range of dairy products with many styles and flavors of cheeses sourced from all over the country.
Each year, over 11 million liters of goat's milk are produced right here in Israel. And here in the show, we like to get to the source. So we are going to take you to a boutique dairy farm where we'll get a tour and a tasting.
Meet Alon, the man that does it all. Besides for taking care of the goats, milking them, and feeding them, he guides tour groups and conducts cheese-making workshops for visitors.
Ever since we moved here and I was a child, I really liked walking outside, and I have a nature that I like to see in the end of the day what I have done.
Alon starts his day at 5 in the morning. Now that's dedication.
So we are going to see the goats in the goat pen.
Oh, I see some goats peeking already.
Yeah, it's a quite small pen, only about 80 goats, but the idea is that all the goats that we are raising, we are using the milk.
With 80 goats, Iza Paziza produces 25,000 liters of goat milk annually, enough for making their own cheeses for their visitors.
I hope they're not going to get too excited. Yeah, they're all running away. As long as they're not running towards me. Hey, you're not coming?
I can come.
He's locking me in here. Did you build this for them?
Yes.
Wow.
I found this old playground in the garbage, so we took it and thought that it would be nice for the goats.
Oh my god, that sounds like a human cough.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes
Right?
Goats are some of the most curious animals, and the ones at Iza Paziza is no exception.
Wants to know what's happening.
It's a very smart animal, and they like attention.
Do you ever let these goats outside?
Yeah, of course.
How often do you let them out?
For at least once a day, if it's not rainy, and so they go out.
Thankfully, Israel's sun shines most of the year, so we headed outside and let the goats follow.
Ooh, they're all lining up.
We are going as a herd. If the first one will go inside, all of them will follow.
Wow, what a nice open space you have here for all the goats to have fun.
I will follow them now to bring them back. Just that we will not reach the olives of
Oh, they're going to eat the olives.
of the neighbors.
So you started out with just a couple of goats, and then it grew and grew over the years?
Yes, it could have been much bigger, but we wanted to stay small. The idea is that we are combining agriculture with tourism. Nowadays, if you want to be a farmer of goats and sell your milk to big dairies, you need to have something like 600 goats.
So you're not really competing with the other goat
really
farms
not.
around the
The
country,
idea is
because it's a
that,
competitive industry.
Yeah, no doubt. So that's the reason that we stay really small. People are coming here also to make workshops. They learn how to make cheese themselves. Each one can make his own cheese on the place. Some more professional courses that you can also learn how to make all kinds of cheeses at home.
So what do you say we go inside and try the cheese?
Yeah,
Love
perfect.
to sample a
I
few.
will just bring the goats inside. Like you can see, we also have some small organic garden here.
Oh wow, you guys have a little bit of everything.
Yeah, we are trying.
Smells like cheese.
So now we are in the beginning of the season, so we don't have yet lots of cheeses inside. In this area, maybe the youngest cheeses. This was made 2 days ago, and this is last week.
Wow, this one looks good. Cheese with some nuts inside.
Yes.
I see that the cheese is sweating.
Yeah, so this specific cheese, we wash it every second day with salted water. It's part of the process.
What does that do?
It's keep it wet and make it more, in a way, more smelly taste.
So you really can't get any fresher than this. I mean, it's from the farm to the table.
Yeah, that's the idea, that we are using our own milk to make our own cheese. So all the cheese that we are making here are kosher. You are welcome to taste.
Yum.
This
Cheese
is
my favorite.
Yeah, it's smart to start with the more delicate one and later on to taste the strong one.
Wow, it's really good.
Iza Paziza is open to anyone who wants to experience Israel's rural life, and the best part is it's only a short drive from the city.
All right, turning to a heartening story. For those of you who don't know, Israel is one of the leaders in the medical cannabis industry. And ILTV's Emmanuel Kadosh got an inside look.
My name is Dana Baron. I have a neuromuscular disease called CMT. It's a genetic disease, and cannabis is the reason I can walk on my feet. About 12 years ago, the disease has started to take a really fast turning points, and my body started going crazy. I had every muscle in my body either too tight or too slow, weak, unable to move. I had pains all over, neurological pain, muscular pain. I was very, very, very weak and couldn't function.
For years, Donna tried all different kinds of medications to treat her shaking and pain, but most of them did irreparable damage to her body. And then, about 10 years ago, she decided to take a new approach to fighting her disease.
I was the first for my disease in Israel to receive that medical cannabis treatment. And it's the sole medication I take for my disease. I take no other medication for no symptom. Not for eating, not for sleeping, not for shaking, not for pain, nothing. I'm walking. That's something that nobody had expected back then. Back then I was given about 5 years until I'd be completely atrophied. I was supposed to be in a wheelchair.
Donna is just one of about 30,000 people who are using cannabis to treat various medical conditions here in Israel. The Jewish state is known as a worldwide leader in the medical cannabis industry.
We're incredibly good at high tech and ag tech, growing things, water technologies, pharmaceutical development, biotech, and that's cannabis. Yes, it's a plant on one hand, but on the other hand, we take the agricultural material and we create medicine from it.
Saul Kay is a pharmacist as well as the founder and CEO of Israel Cannabis, or ICANN, and has been working in the cannabis industry for over 3 years.
My partner in the cannabis industry has chronic fatigue. My mother has Crohn's and my son has epilepsy. And none of the medications that were available in the common market were helping. And we found cannabis 3 years ago and everything changed, everything. Yeah. Medical cannabis, proven to be an incredibly safe medication, safer than tobacco, safer than caffeine, safer than alcohol, and yet stigmatized that to a point where you cannot get it.
Well, that's all beginning to change because of Israel's leading clinical research on medical marijuana. Unlike in other countries, lax government regulations make Israel the perfect ground for research, and people want more information.
Mothers have been an incredible driver, the ones that are pushing to get access for their children who are often really, really sick. So it's really hard from a regulator point of view to say no to sick children. So that broadens the awareness, and people start to become a little more accepting of cannabis as a medicine.
Even Israel's Hadassah hospital in Jerusalem has taken things to the next step by starting a study for children with autism based around the proven benefits of medical cannabis.
That's a huge mind shift to saying this was illegal, contraband, no medical benefit, to saying we're actually going to give it to kids because it's working better than anything else out there is phenomenal.
Now, people around the world are turning to Israel for its quickly developing medical cannabis industry.
We've got this Yiddish cop that everyone here wants to be an innovator, an entrepreneur, so we're now excited by this economy that's blowing up in America to $20 billion in 2 years' time.
But just because there's a lot of leading research in Israel, it doesn't mean patients don't have problems getting a license for it. Saul points out that the main goal is to get more patient access and less bureaucratic interference.
We go to a doctor, he writes a prescription, we go to the pharmacy, we pick it up. And then there's follow-on care. That doesn't really happen in cannabis. So we're in this vacuum of patients knowing more than doctors, doctors being very hesitant because there is no scientific evidence, because for 50 years we've not been able to do the clinical research that is required for medical cannabis.
There are now reports stating that Israel will start exporting medical cannabis. And while the money is promising, the main goal ultimately is to help spread the treatment worldwide.
In my opinion, the right conversation is not legalization, but medicalization. Get it into patients. Whatever happens on recreational will happen. It's going to take more time. It takes a generation to lose some of these things that we hold on to tight. Look at the civil rights movement. It took 2 generations and we still have racism around. So there's going to be a lot of stigma around in 20, 30, 40 years. But right now we have an opportunity to help patients and no one argues.
Now we hope you're hungry because we're taking you on a Nazareth culinary tour. Watch this.
Although the city of Nazareth is known for being one of the holiest sites worldwide for Christians, its colorful food scene can't be missed. The locals have roots and recipes that date back centuries, and today we're going to explore this legacy with a culinary expert. Nazareth is rapidly becoming the up-and-coming home to tasty Arab cuisine. By combining traditional home cooking to the modern twists, people from all over are making their way to check out this cultural and culinary destination. Well, we finally made it to Nazareth on a very hot, sunny day. There's so much to do here, there's so much to see. I mean, people could really spend all day really soaking up that history, but that's not what we're up for today, right?
No,
I heard
we're here
going
for the
on
food.
a culinary tour today.
Absolutely. Well, we're just a few days after Eid al-Fitr, which is the holiday that ends Ramadan. So it's really all going to be about the sweets today. And although Nazareth has a lot of cool restaurants and a very cool street food scene to offer, the sweets are going to be our highlight for today.
I'm starving, so
That's a good start for the day.
So, tell me, what is the first stop on our tour?
We're going to Machum family, Machum Sweets, kind of the opening gate to Nazareth. They've been making sweets since 1890.
اليوم مخلين بقلاوة ببرمة بكنافة. مخلين كنافة زي على المكون.
The bakery opened its doors in 1976, but the family recipes they serve go back way longer.
زي بشرات 1940 زي بجفيش هزي زي دوت شري زي شو مخير سورة هريسة زي دوت شري.
At first, the shop catered primarily to the locals of the city, but today their sweets have reached a legendary reputation, and their family name is known not only among the residents, but known to the tourists as well.
I've been coming here ever since I was a little kid. The sweets have not changed. They're still the best in town, so.
Which should we try first? We go for
So let's start with the knafe because that's the warm one.
You said you have to eat this fresh?
Yes, you have to eat this fresh. It's made out of 3 very basic ingredients. One of them is the jibin, right, which is the cheese. Above it is kadaif, which is angel hair, and above everything you put pistachios usually.
Wow, it's so good. This is gonna be a good bite. I love this.
It's good.
So amazing.
According to Avichai, you shouldn't eat this stuff from just anywhere, but you should know exactly what to look for before you buy.
It's always good to get it in a place that you can see that they're making it, because many times you know they can bring it from a factory far away, or it just
And it can be sitting out there for a while and it won't taste the same.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to see when they pour the syrup on top. Also, if it's too orange and it's not very expensive, you kind of want to stay away from it.
Yeah, I had a knafe in Tel Aviv the other day and it was nothing like this. I couldn't even finish it. I'm not saying that Tel Aviv doesn't know how to make them, but I probably landed on a...
And also, they use carrot extract or things that make it seem like you're using saffron, which obviously most places are not.
Now we have all these wonderful assortment of treats here.
Yes.
It looks like it's all, like the base is the pistachio.
The base are the pistachios or peanuts. It's very rare to see baklava made with pine nuts inside because it's such an expensive ingredient.
Yeah. You know, I don't even like sweets, but this, mind-blowing. Well, this was a great first stop, but I'm saving room because we have a lot to do today.
Absolutely,
a lot of different things to try.
Yeah.
So let's take this with us and let's get going. Where are we going to next?
So the next place we're going to is called the One of Saraya, with Abu Ashraf, the owner, making another sweet, more festive than what we had so far, called Katayef.
Tell me, what is this dish? This looks like a Arabic dumpling.
Yeah, it is.
It is, right?
So we have Katayef or Atayef, depending on the dialect. Abu Ashraf, or the One of Saraya, the place that we're having it now, is making it year-round, and he's probably the most known person in Israel to make Katayef. Basically, you have a pancake. You cook it on one side. Once it starts to have bubbles, then you take it off, you let it cool. You put inside either cheese or peanuts. Then you close it, deep fry it.
Let's give it a try.
Yeah.
Oh, it's nice and warm. Get that filling. Lots of cinnamon.
When you're having very condensed black coffee, it's really good to either add a drop of mezahah, the orange blossom, or olive oil. And it opens it.
Olive oil.
One drop. It opens it up.
A lot of different groups of people add a lot of different ingredients to their coffee.
Yeah, like the Tunisians
Russians add alcohol. Yemenites add that spice.
Hawaj. A lot of things can be added in, like Tunisians add lemon geranium into their black coffee. Cheers.
To the strongest coffee I've ever had.
This is it?
But it's good. It's good. So where are we headed to now?
So we're going to El Babor, my favorite spice shop in Israel, and one of the largest ones. There's Tony, the owner.
Hello.
Hi, Tony. Great to see you.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Thank you.
El Babor Spice Shop, which has been selling quality spices for over a century, gives visitors a chance to bring the flavors and aromas of Nazareth into your own home.
Ah, I love that smell. The smell is amazing. Wow, that's a lot of spices.
Smells like the Galilee.
Yeah. This is the place to come to if you're looking for that very specific spice.
Yes.
That you can't find anywhere else.
Or if you need some inspiration to cook.
Why? So this is one of the more popular and known spice shops here in Nazareth, right?
Yes.
And it's not just for the Nazareth locals, but people from all over the world, when they come to visit the city, this is their first stop, right?
Yes. The Galilee Mel El Babor, it's before 120 years ago, it was serving the people in Nazareth.
The Spice Shop is situated in a historic 250-year-old building and is home to one of the oldest spice mills brought here by Tony's grandfather.
My grandfather started this business, and after that my father, today me and my brother Jarjur, and the fourth generation started to come and to help us in this place.
Tell me some of the more unique spices.
Really, we have a lot of variety of spices. and it belongs to our rich kitchen in Nazareth and Galilee. In Nazareth, you can find the best za'atar, because Galilee, this is the area of the za'atar. It's grown in the mountain. Another thing that I want to show you, the sumac. It's local spice and my mom's spice. I will let you.
Spice?
Yes, it's very amazing spice. You can
You know
see.
what? I was here before, and I think you gave me your mom's spice the last time.
Today, like the za'atar, sumac and za'atar, you can find everywhere za'atar and sumac, but real sumac and real za'atar, I don't think you can find. Sumac, we use it instead lemon. You can put it, spread it on the salad.
Can I try it?
Yeah, you can try it. It's very. Put it on your tongue a little bit, and you will feel how much it's sour.
Yeah, it is sour.
Because of my root here in this place, I swear to sell just good things.
Yeah.
Because I love food, I love to cook, and I know how the difference between when we use something fake and when we use the real things.
So I know we said we're all about sweets today, but we have to visit Tishrin, which is kind of a mixture between traditional Arabic cuisine and some newer kind of dishes.
I love seeing a full table filled with lots of different dishes.
Yeah,
Tell
so
me.
we have some traditional things, starting with sania, and sania can be done in two ways, either with tahini or with tomatoes. Here they kind of did them both ways. You have the roasted eggplants with red tahini, which is slow roast, usually 8 to 10 hour. This is masakhan or muhamma, which is a pita bread with chicken breast, caramelized onions, and sumac on the top. Tabbouleh salad, the traditional way, and kind of a salad that I don't know. It's kind of Arabic salad with mint inside. There's a cheese, a Syrian cheese, and a lot of very fresh sumac on top. All the sumac
So there's
here is
lots of
wild
sumac here, different dishes.
all wild sumac or all super fresh.
Great. All right, let's dig in.
Yes.
Wow, this is really good. The chicken is like tender and soft. This is way better than it looks. Wow, this is exciting right now. Sorry guys, you guys are gonna eat in 3 seconds. Everyone's watching us eating and I know that they're jealous. Thank you so much. We had an amazing time. We had a blast, just like you said we would, here in Nazareth. Via Sabra Tours, highly recommended.
All right, that's it for today's Good Week Israel. We hope we helped you start your week off with a smile. I'm Nittany Manson. See you next week.